Hey Capricorn, EverlongMystic here. So we're gonna get you a message. I have two decks that I blended together, a Lenormand and a Kipper deck, and we're gonna do like a block spread. Get some messages out of that, and then pull some tarot for advice or other information. Alright, Capricorn, what do you need to know? Wow, you're number one. Okay, or number two, I don't know. Alright, so we have the main female coming out, which means the main character, that's you. You don't have to be a female, but you're coming out right here, and that means, because you're in this spot here, this row right here is the present moment, and this is all future. You are your future thinking. You are future forward. You're not letting a lot of stuff from the past rule you, which is nice. Good job there. Alright, so we have a house. So either you are in kind of like private mode, or there's just, you're focused on your home. Maybe you're fixing up your home, because we have high honor coming out after the house. So, I mean, it could be something like, your home is your sanctuary, but it seems to be a little bit more than that. Ah, and you have this too. So, I think, was it Leo? I think Leo had this, and it's the pathway, but this pathway is like a spiritual pathway. Where, like, you're being guided, you're being led. It's like these butterflies are like the, I mean, yeah, they can symbolize transformation, but they can also just be like these little synchronicities along the way, and you just kind of like going in the right direction here. Wow. Yeah, you definitely are like thinking about the future here. Like you've pulled up anchor. You've pulled up anchor and you are like thinking about where you want to take your ship. The sky's the limit, right? Yeah, and see, I'm not saying this fox has trouble. Sometimes, the fox can be a little bit deceptive, but, the fox does what the fox does to survive, but he's very clever. And I'm getting the cleverness for you. You're being very clever about something. So I feel like you're actually being very, you're taking advantage of being an earth sign and making the plans, like making the checklists, covering your bases, dotting your I's, crossing your T's kind of thing. Okay, so we have the tower here, the Lenormand tower, and a lot of times it means solitude, and because I was getting, like a private, like dealing with private matters or being a private person, I feel like there is something that you're handling solo here. Like, it could be adulting. Like, maybe you're just, like, adulting really hard right now, Like, I'm taking care of this myself. Alright, ooh, authority. Alright. So, maybe you are adulting. Maybe you're dealing with some kind of authority figures and you're handling it all by yourself. Alright, so we have child showing up. And that's weird because it's like you're not really letting the past influence you. Or like you're not letting it, you don't have a lot of past baggage influencing you right now, but this child card, it just makes me think, it reminds me of nostalgia though. But the thing is, you can have nostalgia without, like, people say, like, oh, don't ever, stay away from the past, always be in the present moment. You know what I mean? But, like, nostalgia isn't always, like, toxic, or, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with looking back at something with fondness, right? Like, pleasant memories of when you were a kid, or the way things used to be, or how you used to dream, or you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Or even just like a little daydream here and there. Oh, look at that. So we have the cross coming out right underneath this pathway. So it's definitely a spiritual pathway here. You're connected to something, Capricorn. You're connected to something. And like out in the world, I'm sure there's a ton of Capricorns who have no idea how connected they are. It's really awesome to run across the Capricorns that are aware of their spiritual pathway. All right, so we have a mountain here. And you know what? I really don't think that whatever this struggle is, it seemed like, okay, so the mountain can be like something that gets in your way, some kind of opposition, some kind of, like, it's gonna require a lot of effort to get over it, to get through it, whatever. It's in the distant future here. So, because like right here, this is the here and the now, and this is future. So you're going to need like your spiritual self, right, in order to get to the distant horizons that you're looking for and to get over this mountain. And what's cool is like it's like that spiritual part of you is what can elevate this above the mountain. You know what I mean? Like the ship is literally floating above the mountains. So that's kind of cool. All right, so in the even more distant future, it looks like you might be spending some time figuring something out here, because we have the book, which kind of represents knowledge, and it's like the fox is really clever on his feet, but this it's kind of like the difference between street smarts and book smarts. Like the fox would be street smarts and this would be book smarts, or something like that. Like there's gonna be some kind of like book smarts challenge for you. You know what I mean? This is gonna be tricky. All right, so we have mature woman. This is somebody that you trust, somebody that is like a confidant, someone you can like bounce things off of and get some good advice, someone who listens. So it looks like you're gonna meet up with them soon. It's like you're gonna break out of your little shell or your little cave here, your little personal space, to seek them out, meet up. Yeah, and discuss some things you've been thinking about here. So we have the thoughts. Yeah, I almost wonder if you are going to be discussing different types of thoughts you've been having, like when you allow yourself to kind of escape a little or fantasize or daydream or something like that. I mean, and I feel like this here is connected to your distant horizons, right? Like your dreams for the future. Uh-oh. All right, so it's been a couple signs, but false person shows up again. So we have a false person coming out right underneath this cross here. Like in the spiritual community, there's there's all kinds of false people. It's not just, I mean, just because someone is spiritual doesn't mean they're not false. You know what I mean? It might be something to keep an eye out for. It's definitely not like you can trust this person here. This person is wise. You can trust them. You can meet up with them and discuss your thoughts with them, your private thoughts, right? But not this person. This person comes off as super spiritual, but there's something fishy about them. Whoa, you got false person and thief. So this is coming off as like a kind of like one of those snake oil salesman kind of people. They try to convince you of something that's completely false, and they take something from you, whether it's your time, your energy, your money, whatever. So be on the lookout for something like that. And this is kind of like, I mean, it's not the immediate future, but after that. All right, so we have the home here as the last card. So, all right, so in the way future here, we've got this street smarts versus book smarts, and it's in the arena of the home. So whatever you've been doing here, Capricorn, regarding the house, because the house is really close to you right here. You've got the house twice. Something is going to resurface in the future, and you're going to have to do some more figuring out. I don't know if you're just doing like home repairs or something. Like, let's say you do some patchwork, and like the band-aid doesn't work, and you're going to have to figure something else out. That's kind of what I'm getting here. All right, so let's get some. Oh. I just want to look at a couple of these cards to see which ones kind of pop out to me and see what they're connected to. So, obviously we have you here. You're connected to this kind of nostalgia, daydreamy. You definitely have your eyes on something that, I mean, you have wants. You want things. And you're connected to the social arena too. I almost wonder if your home is the meeting place for this person. And it's funny because this person is also connected to this card. Maybe you two have the same, that's like, I mean, it's a commonality between you, whatever this child card is. Maybe you have a child together. Maybe you, I don't know. But it's like, to me, it just feels more dreamy. Like you have the same sense of nostalgia, or you have like similar dreams, or maybe this person's already been through what you're wishing for, you know? All right, let's look at this fox. Yeah, the fox is connected to the thief. So that means this false person is a very sly one. They're smooth like butter. Yeah, and whatever like spiritual path that you're on, Capricorn, you're gonna run into this false person, and you are going to have many thoughts about them. But I feel like you like, it might be intuitive here, where like you have a dream, or you have like some kind of vision, or a feeling in your gut about them. I feel like you're gonna know. It's gonna be obvious. All right, let's pull some tarot. And don't be surprised if this false person appears to be very successful. Don't be surprised, because that could definitely be a thing, because they're connected to the high honor card as well. You know, like on like YouTube, for example, like just because they have 1 million subscribers doesn't mean that they're an awesome person, or you know what I mean? It just means people watch their videos. So we have strength, we have temperance, 7 of Cups, 6 of Wands. Alright, so I feel like this is kind of like a timeline, and the goal is to get to the 6 of Wands here, this this celebration, this yay, victory kind of thing. So you're gonna run into, before you get to this victory, you're gonna run into either some major confusion or a whole lot of options, and the key to the success here is the strength and the temperance. So, like if you put them together, basically all it does is narrow down the definition of strength, of the strength card, which is not so much about strength, about what you're capable of. It's about knowing when to knowing when to pull back. Knowing how to temper yourself, right? It's like, yeah, I mean, you could be a big badass lion. You know it, right? But sometimes you need to be the patient kitty. Or you know what I mean? Like, just because you can F something up doesn't mean it's the right time to, or whatever. You know what I mean? So I think that's your advice here, and it's big advice, because it's 2 majors coming out, one right after the other. That's how you're going to be able to make the right choices and ultimately lead to this success here. All right, so Capricorn, this is your message. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Capricorn.